Disaster. It's a word we avoid. We fear it. We deny it. We secretly hope that when it strikes, we will be the ones spared. Last year might have been called the disaster year for the Salvation Army. The flood of the century struck the Midwest, forcing families out of their homes, only to face massive cleanup when they returned. We were there to help. Months later, fires struck Southern California, consuming hundreds of homes. Day and night we were there, supporting the firefighters as they battled the wind-whipped flames. The new year brought still another disaster, the Los Angeles earthquake. We found ourselves in the camping business when thousands of people took to the parks for fear of staying in their homes. Yes, they needed food, clothing, tents, but they also needed prayer. God was there for each family to lean on, and we have no greater mission than to reconnect people to a power greater than their own. Natural disasters touch many thousands of people, usually whole communities. They upset our normal routines, sometimes for many months. But each day, scores of people face their own personal disasters. Not just the small problems we all have, but disasters which can ruin whole families, children, and individuals. Usually, these personal disasters don't happen overnight. Sometimes they are part of the sicknesses facing our nation, like teenage pregnancy, gangs, substance abuse, and violence. Each person facing their own personal disaster has their own unique story. They could be our brother or sister, our mother or father. They could even be us. Willowetta and her son Johnny came to our emergency lodge with nowhere to stay. Like several of our lodge families, a domestic situation threatened to put them out on the street, but they found us and the chance they needed to get back on their feet.
I found myself with really not a place to go. I have no family here or not too many friends that could help me in the situation. When I got here, I was really upset because I'd never been in this situation before. But everybody was really nice and helpful, and they kind of helped me get through this. I got a job within a few days and started working. For a while, I was working 3 jobs and just kept the one that paid the best and was working out best for me. And I'm still doing that. I'm confident and optimistic about my future. I know some people that work for the Poland, California Chamber of Commerce that made it very interesting, and that's what I would like to go into in the future.
The national disaster of homelessness can only be solved one life at a time. And each case is different because each person is different. We help with shelter, meals, and training, but the cure takes place within each individual. Albert's cure involves shelter and a lot of job preparation. It took time, but he has a job and will soon have his own apartment.
And the first thing the Salvation Army did for me was get me a place to stay. The JLP has benefited me by retooling my skills for looking for work, completing applications, conducting interviews. I think without the Salvation Army job workshop program, I wouldn't be working now at the Pan Pacific Hotel.
For all of us, one personal problem we face is that of growing old. We are blessed if God gives us reasonably good health, a stable income, some friends and family, and a sense of humor to laugh when we're down. Some seniors, though, have no family support. Their income is just Social Security, and when rent is paid, there's precious little for food. The Salvation Army has the largest senior nutrition program in the county. Safe places for seniors to gather, eat, and socialize. We also build Silvercrest retirement apartments for very low-income seniors. These seniors have helped build the America we now enjoy. And at the very least, each deserves the dignity of a clean and safe apartment, enough food to eat, and the chance to stay active. Ed and Marie are residents of our El Cajon Silvercrest. In their 80s, they have recently remarried, and having their own affordable apartment has given them a new lease on life.
I lived in a mobile home. I owned my mobile home and lived in Starlight Mobile Lodge. I found that it was better for me to live here because the rent just kept raising, and I couldn't afford it being a widow lady. I put in my application for this. And I was lucky, believe me.
Freddie is still a young man, but his battle with alcohol and drugs was his own personal disaster. Freddie found the Salvation Army Rehabilitation Program, and more important, the spiritual center he has needed in his life. While only in his 20s, he has a challenging job at Sharp Cabrillo Hospital. He is finishing college, and his career is looking up.
I went into the Salvation Army in 1990, and I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. I could not stop drinking and using. You know, I had tried and tried hundreds of times and just could not. So I went in, I know I needed to go into a recovery home, and I went into the Salvation Army, and I stayed in their program. I stayed in there about 11 months and moved on into other recovery homes. What I really like about my job is that I get to meet so many different and interesting characters, so many defined personalities, and I can listen and talk with these people, and they share their innermost secrets or innermost problems, and it's very rewarding, and I feel that I'm able to give to other people and of myself and my time, and it's a great job. I'm lucky to have it.
Christy has lived her whole life in the social service system, foster homes, group homes, and now at the Salvation Army Door of Hope. Christy's problems have been desperate and life-threatening. Like so many of our Door of Hope residents, her success or failure will affect her son Anthony as well. The Haven program, serving Christy and Andrew, is the one program we operate that will have the greatest impact on the future of our society. In some cases, it's a life and death impact. We've held Christy's hand through some tough times, but she's ready now, with her son, to stand on her own.
And I've been through a lot of homes and group homes and residentials, treatment centers. Some were bad, some were good. I've been doing a lot of work in therapy, and here, people helped me out here. They didn't give up on me. They cared a lot, and now I'm on my way out the door knowing a lot, and I'll take what I learned here with me. First, I want to be the best mother that I can be, and one of my other ones is to be a licensed clinical social worker. I've always wanted to help people.
Just as whole communities turned out to pile sandbag after sandbag to save their homes, San Diegans rallied as well to the Los Angeles disaster. Thousands responded to the KFMB call for disaster donations at Hazard Center. Building on that, the community came forward again with a tremendous outpouring of generosity at Jack Murphy Stadium, sponsored by KNSD. 70 tractor trailers left for the Salvation Army in Los Angeles with clothing, food, water, tents. Certainly this community's greatest response to a natural disaster. Look at the thousands of cars in line at the stadium, waiting to drop off their contribution. We are humbled by this evidence of compassion. We also salute the faithfulness of each Salvation Army donor, who knows how much we need their help throughout the year, whose regular support sustains the emergency lodge for people like Violetta, the Jobs of Promise for Albert, the Door of Hope for Christy and Anthony. We know public funding cannot fully operate any of our programs. Each depends upon committed donors. We are there at each of the personal disasters like those we've seen, and we ask you to keep us on the front lines of service for others like them. But disasters require more than a response. They need to be prepared for. The Salvation Army is preparing for tomorrow by building today. We cannot stand still. We have just opened a new church community service center in Oceanside to serve the North County coastal areas. It will help prevent gangs, keep families functioning, and work with seniors. We need help to construct a new all-purpose building at the Door of Hope so that our on-campus school will better prepare each of our young mothers for life. We need help to purchase additional land in Chula Vista and El Cajon, so that by the year 2000, we will have added facilities for our youth and seniors in both locations. In downtown San Diego, we need help to build a new Silvercrest to house 125 senior families with limited incomes. With your help, we will build a family development center adjacent to the Silvercrest for individuals and families needing short and long-term housing and the help they need to get and keep jobs. On the same block will be our Center City Core facility, the spiritual anchor for all we serve in downtown San Diego. Disasters are inevitable. Rather than denying them, rather than avoiding them, let's prepare for them together. Let's stand with every young person that needs our guidance. Let's stand with the homeless, the unemployed, the recovering substance abusers, the forgotten senior. Though all of this is our calling, it is, after all, the Lord's work. No disaster is greater than His love and grace. We ask you to stand with us in the face of disaster, with those who need us, and with the Salvation Army. Will you make it your mission to help us fulfill our mission? God bless you. For His eyes on the sparrow, and I know He watches